Oh, hi again everyone, and welcome to another long-awaited Rabbit Ramble. I was planning on doing some more, but I couldn't really find a good topic about to ramble about for a while. Or it was mostly topics that I didn't feel like I want to go into, but today is an important one, and it's less of a ramble and more of a call to action, so I hope you can excuse me on that one. But anyways, as some of you internet dwellers might have realized lately, there has been some controversy regarding an initiative called Stop Killing Games, which is pretty much centered in the European Union, and I'm not going into the whole drama surrounding controversy. I just want to raise awareness in regards to the action, really. And it's pretty much an initiative to stop killing games, like it's in the name, really. But it's mostly focused on games that are primarily online only or mostly online only, and sometimes have some offline capabilities, but this can range from just plain normal games that are mostly played online, but also your average free-to-play gacha games or some other stuff that you might pay for at some point, whether it's MMOs or something else. And the way to go about is that pretty much game companies, especially larger ones, generally sell you a license to play these games, and when they feel like it's not worthwhile anymore, they pull a switch on the servers or whatever, and well, you just bought a game or spent money on a game, and all of it is gone now, which is a bad thing. Now, I will put full disclaimer here. I have issues with how a lot of the things surrounding this initiative has been presented. The face of it, Ross, I think he was called. Not the best choice there. An American who, if you look into it, does live within the European Union. Being the face of this is kind of like, I know plenty of people in Europe that are not too happy about an American kind of talking for or over Europeans, because that's something Americans are kind of known for and a lot of Europeans don't like. So could he have used his platform for it? Yeah, I think he should have gone in a different way than be the face himself. Probably maybe someone from the initiative that explains it with him as an interviewer or something. I don't know. I'm not a big creator yet, so but I think there were better ways than to be like, hey, I'm American, I cannot vote on this, but hey, you guys also do it. Kind of shows he doesn't really know how a decent size of the European citizens work in regards to Americans. Sorry, American fellas out there, but some of your more outspoken countrymen and women and people have kind of ruined stuff with us. So I hope you can excuse just for that one, but yeah. So that was the main point, that I had an issue with. Some of the games they had listed as good examples were kind of like, yeah, iffy. Some were actually decent if you look into it. Others were like, oh, yeah. My main example being that is being like a really bad example for it is Mega Man X-Dive. I have experience with Mega Man X-Dive myself. I had played it when it was still online. I do have it in my Steam library now that it is offline, but it's also not a thing that the way it went should not be how this initiative kind of would work, because pretty much it started off as a free-to-play gacha, where you could spend money on microtransactions to buy in-game currency, to do your gacha pulls or buy other stuff from it. And when Capcom decided to put a block on it, they were so kind to make it available in offline mode for $30 with the standard pricing, and you also would not retain anything you got in it during the free-to-play phase. So not exactly the best example there. There are some other examples that are kind of like they do kind of do what the initiative intent is, but a lot of time there are quite a bit of hoops they had to jump through or to get there, or there are some other things going on behind the scenes, for example licensing or publishing issues and all that, or a game that took 3 years before it finally became playable again after its end of service, so good examples. But yeah, my personal issues with this aside, I will say, however, if you are in the European Union and are able to vote for this or support this initiative, go and do so. I will leave a link in the description to it. Even if you're not a gamer, if you have children, grandchildren, nieces, nephews, cousins, whatever, friends that do like to game and want to support their money actually being spent in a way that it's worthwhile and not just going into the pockets of some greedy company, greedy CEO or whatever, go support it as well if you are able to. Because it's a thing, it's pretty much a push against planned obsolescence really, because a lot of this is pretty much, hey, you need to be online on this and we can pull the plug whatever because you didn't buy the game, you only bought the license to play the game, which is, yeah, pretty anti-consumer, and I hope this will not horribly backfire, because it can be. We have seen stuff in the past where games within Europe, not games within Europe, policies within Europe that gets pushed through have had some game developers or publishers rather decide to be like, yeah, how about now? Some quick examples is Ragnarok Online, which was pulled, which the European server was kind of pulled after Europe pretty much came through with some new privacy laws, and they were like, yeah, we don't want to bother with updating everything to fit those, so we're kind of pulling out. I do think they have several years later allowed for European people to enter the international server, so it eventually got returned, but I'm not sure. Other good examples are, for example, Fantasy Star Online 2 or Blue Archive, which I pretty much cannot play without having to either jump through several hoops or have to get a VPN. And some of you will probably say, oh, get a VPN, this VPN is important anyway, blah 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 blah. Here's the thing. No person should need to get a third-party application like a VPN to play a game they want, in my opinion. So if that's the end result of regulation, yeah, the devs are kind of like, yeah, freak that, we're not going to do this now. The good part is recent regulations within Europe, like for example, gacha games, or these in-game purchases now being required to actually show how much actual money you're spending on it instead of just the in-game currency, has been pretty much gone through with a lot of games. I know as fair least the Hoyo games, Girls Online 2 has it. I'm not exactly sure of some other examples, but these are two big ones that I'm familiar with myself. And those went through, so there is hope that this will turn out to be a good initiative. It's currently sitting at around 76%, so it still needs a bit of a push, almost there to actually be taken seriously by the European Council and all that. So I think we should just all be like, hey, this can help games make games better or return to being good again, instead of just all the live service slop we have been getting lately. Even single player games are pretty much kind of objected to that nowadays, so yeah, as much as I have issues with it, and if anyone from the initiative wants to talk to me about it, well, feel free to contact me. It's in the channel profile how you can contact me, so but yeah, even as someone who is critical on how certain things were presented, I say go support it. It's important, and yeah, it has issues, but the intent is well meant, and it should, yeah, support it. I have already, and well, despite, as I said, despite being critical about certain things about it, yeah, I feel like it is important enough to set aside some of my personal peace with how they went about things, and yeah. So anyways, this will be it for today. If you have suggestions about topics you want me to talk about in the future, feel free to leave it in the comments or join the Discord, which is in the description, or contact me on one of my other socials, also on the descriptions. Anyways, everyone stay safe, sweet dreams, bye bunny, and go support Stop Killing Games.